Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing this morning? It's a beautiful day thus far. I just came from outside feeding the birds. I threw those oranges out there that I had, and I had some leftover cornbread, so I just threw it out there. So I don't know if they came and got it already or not, but at least I gave them something to eat good today. The oranges weren't totally bad, but they were, as a matter of fact, I didn't even peel them or anything. I just threw the whole oranges out. There's two of them, and I just threw them out there. I had to get them out of the house because I had had it with it. I wasn't even going to try them because they was too, like, soft. And, those oranges feel like they've been injected with something. There's something wrong with the food, y'all. What are they doing to the food? I don't know. I know one thing, I'm having a pain in my neck this morning. Oh, right here, I can't hardly turn my neck. And sometimes I wonder if it's because when I got hit by the car, my neck somehow or another fell over. But it seemed like I can't hardly turn my neck, without it bothering me, and it hurts, a little bit, a whole lot. And I'm wondering if a chiropractor, not a chiropractor, what's that other thing called, um, a masseuse, could help me with the tension that's here in my neck. This is like a rock right here. But anyway, I didn't come up here to talk about me, my woes and my O's, y'all. I came up here to talk to you about Vlogmas number 21. And you know what I was thinking yesterday? I was thinking yesterday was Monday. And come to feel fine, I don't know why. How did I jump from there to Monday? But it's actually, no, I was thinking that it was Sunday because I remember counting down 4 days left. I think it was. That's what I was doing on my last video. I don't know what I was doing on my last video, y'all. I was talking so much. But I think I thought it was Sunday. Yeah. But today, in fact, is Sunday. Today is, or is it? Wait a minute. Let me make sure I get it straight. Yeah, Sunday, December 21st. So you got three. Well, actually, you still have 4 days. If you want to include today, if you're not going to church or anything, you're not spending the day with your family or whatever, you got 4 more shopping days left. Think hard now. You got to think real hard to make sure you didn't forget nothing, that you got everything that you need for your Christmas dinner and everything you need for each person's present. Are they wrapped? Do you put bows on your present? The big, pretty bows, and wrap it up just in the beautiful wrapping paper for somebody just come along and just rip it off. Do you? Okay. I know I used to wrap my kids' presents, but the paper that I used wasn't that expensive. I think I got it from like dollar, some kind of dollar something, $2 or something like that. It was the kind that you had to be very careful with it because it would rip. That's how thin it was. But I used to wrap all the gifts, put them up under this Christmas tree. Yeah, so it looked like I had a whole bunch of stuff under the Christmas tree, which I did. I did have a lot, but that was actually belonged to the children. That's what it was. Yeah. Do y'all know what happened on my video when I was playing the drummer boy in the beginning? I got copyrighted. Yeah, I was like, why? Why? Because the record is up here on YouTube. It's by the Temptations album. I think I was telling you about it. The same album that Silent Night is on, and they copyrighted me. And so now I'm wondering if I take that part off, because it's right at the beginning of my video. If I take that part out, will they change their mind? Because I don't need to be copyrighted, y'all. I ain't got no money as it is. And, I'm trying to make a buck or two. Jeepers. I can't win for losing. Let's put it like that. Seems like to me the harder I try, I take one step forward and two steps backwards. Okay? I'm trying to climb the ladder. And every time I climb up that ladder, I take one step. I got to come back two more. I can't seem to get it together or something like that. But anyway, I ain't gonna cry over spilled milk, y'all. I ain't crying over it. I'm just gonna wipe it up and keep it moving. That's what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna let them spoil my holiday. No way. Even though I don't have no plans. But like I said, I would like to cook. If I haven't talked to anyone. Well, I talked to my daughter, but she ain't gonna do nothing. She ain't, everybody wants to have, everything at at somebody else's house. My house just ain't big enough. I mean, if I wanted to, I could cram it, cram them in here, but it would be a lot. It would be like almost like you got standing room only in here, and there's not enough space, you know. But since I've gotten rid of the chair, I'm thinking out loud, really. Once I got rid of that chair, remember that red recliner, I could actually move the bench, the bench that goes to my table. I could move that and put it right there where the scooter is. Take the scooter and put it over there where the bench is, or I could put this. I think I would probably rather just drive the scooter right into my bedroom because I don't want the kids messing around with it because they do have a tendency to try to mess with it, especially if somebody's not looking. And if it's around that corner, I wouldn't be able to see it. If they would, try to get on it and turn it on, because the key is right there, which I should take the key off, but nobody but me. So when I get ready to go, the key's right there. Just take it, turn the scooter on, and keep on, run on out the door. But that's what I was thinking I could do, and I would have a lot of seating. But I have two newborn babies. Where the babies are gonna sleep, yeah? Where they gonna lay at? Two babies. I was counting them up. I was counting who would come. I said, this one's got 5 kids. That one got 4. That's 9 kids. And then the other one's got 3. So that's 12 kids. Children, kids, whatever. You don't mean nothing by calling them kids, y'all. No, I lost count. Wait a minute. 5, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 children, because they're all not going to come. Those down south are not coming. So it's 14 women, 14, and the adults. Me, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 people. Can you see 21 people up in here? Could you really? Really? Think about it, y'all. We need a place to have a venue. We need like a hall. If the other ones, if the other ones were coming, other grands and great grands and all that were coming, man, this place would be full. It would be about, I think I had counted them one time, how many of us that, just came from just me and my husband by ourselves, that we are responsible for being here. Our kids and great grands. No, our kids, our grandkids, and the great grands. I think it was about 50 people altogether, about 50 something. Yeah, but we never ever get together. I think the last time we sort of mostly got together was when my grandson passed. That's when we all was together. But then there's been more children since then, born. Yeah. So I'm thinking about it, but like they say, where there's a will, there's a way, and the chair is out of here. Put the bench. I could actually put the bench here, but I figured I would put it right there, and that way, wouldn't block the door, wouldn't block the traffic so much. It would still be room for traffic. And then there's nothing in the middle of the floor, so the kids just have to sit on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I don't know. I think it would be too much. But anyway, how y'all doing? You got your plans all mapped out? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna have everybody at your house? Now, when my mama was alive and my ex-husband's mother and dad were alive, it would be their house or either their aunts. See, but all of those, they are all gone. Yeah, we would go to their house. Yeah, but they have, they don't have, they weren't living in an apartment. They were living in their own home. And so sometimes they would have it at one house, because they all own their own home, which my mother owned her own home. But, people would, at her house, people would just drop in. They weren't really there for dinner. Mainly, we would have, the ones that are sitting around the table eating and talking. That would be me, my sister, my nieces, and stuff like that, just a family. But then some other family members would come, but they didn't, like stay. And mostly the visitors were in my mother's kitchen. They would come in the kitchen. Sometimes the kitchen would get pretty full. But her living room was right next to the kitchen. Nobody was there. It seemed like her house, everybody hung out where the food was at. And she would have a spread, I tell you. Yeah, those are the days. Like they say, mom was a glue. She was that glue that kept that family together. Oh, yeah. And you know what? I got to get up out of here and not get up out of here. I was going to go to the store. It's not bad outside, though, I tell you. I think it's like 40 degrees today. Wait a minute. It done went. I think it went up. It's saying now 45. 45 degrees. But I hear some wind, though. I just heard some wind whistle around the corner. But it's still warm because I went out, like I said, I went out to feed the animals out there. Yeah. But I was thinking about riding up to the store to get some. I could go to the dollar store to get the water. I got enough water. I got like at least about, I'll say about 9 or 10 bottles of water right now. So, I ain't going to drink like I would in the summertime. I'm doing good if I put down 2 bottles a day, which I already had coffee this morning. And I had green beans and potatoes for breakfast. Ah, I'm embarrassed. But the green beans and potatoes were so darn good because I put 2 cans of green beans in there with that one big potato. And they were so good. I love vegetables anyway. And I think I might have enough a little later on. And that's all I'm going to have for dinner today, too. And then I wanted to go to the movies, but sometimes you're kind of scared to go to the movies. I want to see Avatar, that latest one. I think you got to put on those, what do you call them things you put on your eyes to get the 3D or the 4D, whatever it is, that you see. It feels like you got surround, like you're there. I want to see that and I want to witness that. So I ain't going today though. And my daughter said she would go with me. But you're so nervous about being in the crowd today. You don't know what people are. I think there's a lot of mischievousness going on in the world today. Well, not mischievousness. I would say even better than that. I would say there's a lot of evil, period, going on in the world today. But like the Bible said, I ain't quoting the Bible, but I'm just saying, is it fear as torment? Fear not. But I can't get through. I can't get past that fear. It was my neck. I just felt it. And sometimes it feel like, ooh. I told the doctors about my neck. One time that lady heard something in the neck. And you know how to go get another doctor so he could see if he hear. I don't think sometimes I don't know, y'all. I don't know what's the point. Really, I don't. I know down yonder home, we didn't run to the doctor for everything. We didn't go to the doctor. A cardiologist, a cardiologist, ophthalmologist, optometrist, nephrology, gynecology, we psychology. Okay, well, everybody probably needed a little psychology. But the thing is, I ain't never heard of all these things when I was growing up. We went to a doctor, he took care of everything. His name was Dr. Carroll down south, down yonder in North Carolina, where I was brought up, y'all. Yeah, he took care of whatsoever was ailing you. You didn't have to go to all these different doctors for that. Have you noticed that? You know, you got a primary doctor, okay? So the primary doctor gonna take you and send you over there about your heart, send you over there and see about your kidney and stuff like, you know, you gotta go here and go to there. I don't know. I don't know if you need all of them. I'm trying to figure out if I don't know if y'all ever watch the lady Convo with Carrie. Her name is Carrie. She's a very funny elderly lady. To me, she's very funny. And she got her husband and her daughter be asking her questions and stuff. She's so funny. But now I'm trying to figure out, I think she might be in the hospital bed. I don't know if she's in a, but she's still talking. She's still talking junk. She's funny though, I'll tell you. She is real funny. And I think personally, I think she's a very beautiful lady. You know, she got the white hair and she just, you could tell. She's a very attractive lady and she had, you know, a little finesse going on with herself. Anyway, y'all, I'm getting ready to get off the video. I hope you got your shopping. Did you spend all your money? What? You don't have no money? What? You done spent your money and your husband's money? Now you know better. The old boy gonna get upset with you when you find out you done have maxed out that credit card. Oh man, that's funny because that happened to me before. Maxed it out. Oh yeah. And then you gotta pay the piper, you know. But I always had a job, so you know, put it back, keep putting it back, and do the same thing next year. That's what I used to do. But it's all in fun, you know. It's creating memories. And we didn't even have the, you know, the technology, of course, that you got today. You know, you could have those memories. I have some pictures, but you know, of my children when they were younger and stuff like that. And I don't know, like when they was in school and stuff like that. I saved those type of pictures. But today you can really capture a lot of stuff and you know, reminisce, you know. And the kids would love that when they get older and they see, you know, those pictures, photos, maybe photos of people that they didn't know, you know, your mother's mother or your, you know, granddaddy and great granddaddy and all that kind of stuff. Those are memories. And, you know, I think that my children were blessed in that department because, you know, even the great grands, some of the great grands got to know their great, great, wait a minute, my grandchildren got to know my mother. And they also got to know my their granddaddy's mother and daddy, and mother and daddy's, their sisters. You know, they got to know all that. All of this, you know, they had to know. But the only people I knew was like a few, you know, and that was basically the people that were on my mother's side. And my daddy's side, I only knew the one aunt. even though she had sisters and no, she was the only girl, and there was some brothers. And I met one of their aunt once. She came up north once, and I got to know her. Got to see her. She was beautiful. She was very beautiful. I think she had money. I don't know what happened to all that money she had when she went on to be with greener pastures. And I don't think she had any children. But anyway, like I said, the memories are it's worth it because everybody have a camera. They all got to do. I don't have this camera on today, y'all. Just this. I gotta start posting at the same time and start announcing something because it seems like my views done went way down. And then they got nerve to copyright me. I'm gonna go over there and see if I can take that song off. I mean that um excuse me just a minute, y'all. I'm gonna go over there and see if it'll make a difference if I take that off. Just that part at the beginning, just trim it right on off. But I mean, is everybody getting copyrighted? Because a lot of people are playing music on their videos. So you're getting copyrighted for Christmas music these days? And all you gotta do is go right over there to YouTube and play it. I mean, it's still on YouTube. That's what had happened to me before when I was playing Run, Run, Rudolph. I think I told y'all that before. Run, run, Rudolph, Santa's gonna make it to town. And I had that on there. And then first they said I was copyrighted, and then they changed it. They said because it was already on YouTube. Yeah. So I don't know what the story is about this. I don't get it. But anyway, I'm going to stop jibber jabbing, y'all, and go in here and clean up my bedroom. I did this floor. Well, I didn't mop it, but I just swept behind stuff that I hadn't swept in a while and did my treatment with my nebulizer. I think I'm going to leave it right there because I'm going to be using it. So it's no sense in putting it away and then had to pack it up, put it away, and then, every time I use it because the instructions were, let's see, what were the instructions from the doctor? I think I use it as needed. Wait a minute. It says take 3 mils by nebulization every 6 hours as needed for shortness of breath or wheezing, airway mucus clearance. So I guess I just use it when I want to, but I wanted to use it. I want to use it. I can tell a difference. I can tell a difference, and the breathing is better. You're not gonna better, and when I'm walking and stuff like that, seem like I'm not quite as tired. That's why I was up here sweeping today. I was up here sweeping. You should have seen me. I was like something new to me. I'm just kidding. I ain't that bad, y'all. I'm not that bad. What housework is. Yeah, I'm exaggerating, of course. But like I said, but I'm very serious. I'm really not a great housekeeper, but I try to keep a little bit of something, going on. And on that note, I go with love, and I'll see you again on the 22nd day of. Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. That's right. 22nd day of Vlogmas. Matter of fact, my nephew's birthday is tomorrow. Guess how old he gonna be? He's the oldest grandchild of my mother. He's gonna be 64 years old tomorrow. Happy birthday, Anthony! And I named him Anthony. Anthony Oscar. Happy birthday, Anthony Oscar. And on that note, I go with love. I go with love as always. You already know what time it is.